A lot of traders have problems with giving back gains. They're able to pinpoint their entry point, they write it up, but they write it all the way back down too. If this sounds like you, I want to give you a couple of tips that'll help you out. That I'm in right now, AMD, and I started out back here at about $35 a share. Right now it's at $38.41, and my ultimate profit target is $42.66 on this one. So the thing that we're interested in managing the most is this right down here, the reward to risk ratio. When the trade started out, it was at 12 to 1. So for every $1 I'm risking, I'm standing to make 12. Great reward to risk. But as the trade progresses, this ratio gets more and more out of whack. Right now, with the price being $38.40, look at what happens to the reward to risk if I leave my exit price down here where it originally was. Now I'm risking $1 to make $1.06. Not the best reward to risk. So what do? What we want to do is think about how we're going to manage the risk throughout the life of the trade. And there's a couple of different ways that we could do that. The first is using some kind of a trailing stop. I like to use different moving averages. I'll use the 5 EMA, 10 EMA, 21, 50. Whatever is most applicable to the trade is the one that I'm going to use, and I'll use a couple of them throughout the trade. The second way is by setting backstops, where if price runs up, it builds a floor and then continues higher, then that new floor is where the backstop is going to be. It should not fall through that level. So let's walk through AMD again and see how we're managing this. So you see all these squiggly lines here, those are all the moving averages. We've got the 5 EMA, we've got the 10, we've got the 21, and down here this is a 50 simple moving average. We're not using that one for this particular trade, we're focusing on these three. So the trade started back here, and you can see how it held that 5 EMA all the way to this point right there. That was my first sale. Then when it closed below the green one, the 10 EMA, that was my second sale, right? And so I'm selling in roughly 25% chunks. So a quarter there. Now I'm holding about half the position. And we continue to consolidate at this point, right? Well, we're just moving sideways. And over here, it moves below the 21 EMA, but it doesn't close below it. It actually closes above it right there. It's getting support. From there, it rallies, right? And when it finally gets to this point right over here, right at 37, that's a trigger for me to add some more to this. Then it consolidates, and I'm adding again right back there. So now I'm at a little bit more than what I had started with back here, and we're still marching higher towards that 42 and change dollar level. So those were your trailing stops. Let's talk about the backstops. The backstops come when you start building these little consolidation areas. We have a floor, right? The floor down here and the ceiling. And when you break above the ceiling, it gives you the opportunity to make a new floor. So when we started out back here, I was using this as one floor and I was using that as one floor. Then it ran up and then it started to consolidate sideways. When it started to finally, when we got to this point and it was just chopping around over here, this was acting as a potential floor. I didn't want to give back everything and let it fall back down to that level. So I'm raising my stop up to just below there, and it held, right? Just by a few pennies. Great. Then when we start to break above this, my stop is getting raised again to below this level over here. Then when we break out again from over here, great. Now my stop could be placed below this. So if we come back to our trade evaluator and we raise the stop now to 37.10, you can see how the reward to risk comes back in our favor. We've made a lot of progress on this trade, but it's still giving us a 3-to-1 reward to risk from where we're at right now in this trade. And we always want to keep that in our favor. Did you find that helpful? Do you want me to make more of these kind of videos? If you do, what kind of topics do you want me to cover? Drop all that stuff down in the comments below. I'm really looking forward to hearing from you guys. Take care. Have a great day. Peace.